I suppose I should thank the boss, Mama Hawk here. Thanks for the job. Thank you, Mr. Piacek, for being a great support throughout all my years here, and especially this year. I want to thank my coaches, Anthony Garner over here, my assistant. I also want to at least recognize my other coaches, George Brio, sophomore coach, whose team lost 3 games. Freshman coaches, Dave Braden and Bob Velisca, whose teams lost no games. So the tradition continues. I want also to thank the parents. I don't know if you've witnessed what's been going on here. There's a lot of give and take between the people that are sitting up at this table and the young men and women that are out in the audience. And this is what this is about. You know, Baggy said, well, we only got 2 out of 3. What do victories mean? And I ask you, well, what is a victory? I mean, who's to say the team that's victorious, or who's to say that the most valuable player didn't learn more or did learn more than the guy that comes in and works day in and day out, the last guy that gets in the game? He may learn more about life than the guy that gets all the adulation. So what is a victory? You know, what does it? We see a lot of people out there that are successful. Some of our early teams in this history of Hillcrest didn't do so well, but I can name some guys that are doctors and engineers, and to me that's really important. So I'm expecting these young men not only to carry on the tradition, pride, excellence of this school, but also to come back as doctors, lawyers, and business professionals and come back and say, man, we had a lot of fun here. We really need to thank the parents most of all. You put up with these crazy hours. Sometimes we call practice at 2:30, sometimes at 4:30, sometimes at 7:30. Who knows when dinner's going to be? Who knows when this young man's going to come in? So that's certainly a credit to you, and you should really be proud of these young men and all these people here, but I'm speaking in terms of our young men here. We've been through some difficult things. I mean, if you were down at Bradley, you heard respect in class. If you were down at Bradley for the regional game, you would realize that our young men behaved in a very, very classy way when they were being called names and everything else. I don't repeat that, but I'm just very, very proud of that. I also want to thank Mr. Cummins here. You know, we didn't have any trouble this year, Mr. Cummins, because last year we had a little trouble until I saw Mr. Bart. You know, Mr. Bart. And Benford said, don't mess with him. And Benford's the guy that was throwing guys off the mat, right? So I learned real quick. You know, hope is what we have out here. The most precious thing we have are these young adults. They're going to be running our world when I get to be 50. Long way to go yet. But seriously, these are the young men and young women that we hope carry on and make our society better. Goodness gracious, all you got to do is listen to the news and think of all the horrible things. These are the great things. These are the most precious things that we have. They're your baby dogs, right? They're going to smack you for that, but they're not babies. I also want to thank the Booster Club. Miss Edgecombe's not here. She'll be at tomorrow's bank, but Miss Edgecombe worked all the concession stand this year. Without this, we would not be able to do some of the things we do for kids. We play in summer leagues, spring leagues, trophies, t-shirts, pizzas, parties. You know, I'm raising money, standing on corners for what do you call that thing? Stand on a corner and beg. Tag day and gym jams and things like that, and Miss Edgecombe was always there. I also want to recognize Mrs. Smith. I know she is here. She had some money donated for us through the Chicago hospital system, the University of Chicago hospital system, and we want to thank her for that also. And young men, thank you for that. Not to get too wordy here, because the team that really was fun to watch this year, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I didn't like girls basketball. I couldn't sleep. But this year, let me tell you, the girls were great. The guys are proud of you. We're proud of you. So I'm going to get out of here early tonight. I hope you realize what you've done. That only happens to 16 teams in the state, and I hope next year you realize that it can happen to the 8, to the 4, to the number 1 team. This is all their hardware. I just want you to know I brought our hardware too. That's the biggest one. 6th place. Okay. A bit about the kids. Junior, Antoine Brown. Antoine will receive a letter. Just want to show you what the Booster Club is able to do for these young men. We're going to give T-shirts to the juniors and T-shirts and sweatshirts. It says all our conference championships in a row at number 8. Pretty nice shirt here. Antoine was always the young man that was smiling at practice, always hitting me in the belly saying you're getting soft. But he's also the guy that ran in first to tell me that Richard's wheel was running down Pulaski one time of Richard's car. He said, Richard's going to be late. Well, I guess we better bring in Richard there. Richard's front wheel was going down one day, and another day he pulled into the lot and the car started on fire. Richard Howard, one of the quickest kids. Richard's one of the quickest kids we have in the program. If you were at the Eisenhower game when we were down 19 or 17 at halftime, and Richard went in and caused all kinds of chaos in the middle of their offense, right in the paint, and ended up getting a number of steals and hitting a couple of threes for us. Richard also is our three-point leader with, I believe, 32. So he will receive a trophy for that. Richard Howard, 3-point. I'm messing up Tony. I changed the program right now. Gennaro Hemphill. Gennaro, a junior coming back, starting guard, all-conference player as a junior. So he will receive an all-conference certificate. He will receive the most assists and most steals, I believe, on the team. Gennaro I hope he realizes this, it's very rare that you get a junior on an all-conference team, especially with 7 teams in your conference. This doesn't happen. Now, we had Greg get it last year, but before that, last time was when we went downstate with Jesse and Tori Lewis. Gennaro Hemphill. Gennaro also receives the best free throw percentage. You must shoot over 70%. He got 73%. He also got most steals and assists. And we're looking forward to having him back. If you ever watched him jump, you'll understand why. He jumps over the big guys. We can post up a 6'8" kid with him. Okay, Benny Hooks, whose name I put in the program, and I want to correct it in public now because he's been bugging me about it. It's not Benjamin, it's Benny. It's my fault, Benny. Benny, it's just a pleasure to have at practice. What a nice young man. I remember one of the comments he made at Oak Forest when we were winning the conference at that time, and there was just a few seconds left, and it really is hard to ask a kid to go in for a couple of seconds because they find it embarrassing. And he said to me, I would go in, but my knee is a problem. Benny Hooks is also going to get my inspirational award. I made this up, coach's award, and I'm going to tell you why. Benny Hooks never played basketball up until this season, since 7th grade, is that correct? Because Benny had a tumor, is that correct, on your bone? And now he has come back, gone through that, fought through that, and now he's made a basketball team, a varsity basketball team, and to me that's just terrific. That's what this is about. Benny Hooks. Mark McReynolds. Mark, another one of our fine young men. Mark is a gentleman. He's probably the only one that calls me coach. Everybody else calls me Cap. So I say, this guy is very, very polite. Last time, they call me other things too, but at least he calls me coach. Oh, Ryan, of course. David Douglas isn't here. David Douglas made it to the second round of the three-point contest. I will just mention that. David is a pretty nice young shooter. Ryan Jones, who also a junior, and I'm telling you this sincerely, and I told him this year, for some reason, we got 4 people, at least between all conference and honorable mention. Ryan Jones was selected by other coaches as an honorable member, all-conference member, honorable mention. And that doesn't take place a whole lot, especially when they don't like to vote for our kids. It becomes a little political. So I feel very fortunate in Ryan. Now, Ryan's an exciting player. Sometimes you see him in the paint, and sometimes you see him outside shooting threes from the stands. If you were at the first game of the year, maybe it was good, maybe it was bad, but eventually it worked out fine. He hit 5 threes in the first game, which puts him somewhere in the record books here. And Ryan's a junior. He's going to pump more iron. He's going to get a little taller, and we're going to come back even better next year. For the seniors, I always say the seniors should last because they've been around a little bit longer, and they need a little bit more say. One man I asked to come back last year to please try out, and he didn't listen to me, and I wish he did, because I think if we had one more year, we could have used his talents a little bit more, and that is Brian Giddings, another fine young man. Brian is going to represent our conference and our sectional in what is now called the state playoffs in the slam dunk contest down in Peoria Thursday, I forgot the date, the day before, 2 weeks from now. And he's capable of doing those things. If he had been here last year, I don't know, stubborn or what, he didn't show up, but I wish he did. But what a great young man, a great student. In fact, well, I'll save that till later.
Yeah.
Jabbar Nelson. I begged Brian to come back last year, and I'm kicking myself because last year I cut Jabbar. That's really bright of me. Because Jabbar came in, probably his best game was against Kankakee when he was in double figures. He can jump, he can run the floor. He went into the Eisenhower game. He gave us key minutes, key buckets, and I feel very silly that I cut him last year and kept some other people. And I said that to him, and I'm saying it publicly. But boy, I'm glad I had him this year. Thank you very much for that. Ryan Willett, the football quarterback on our playoff football team. Ryan Willett. Ryan Willett comes with determination. I gave him and a couple other of these players intonations that they may not make the team, yet they said to me, I'm going to make this team. In fact, Ryan Willett not only said that, came out and played some key roles, probably most significant. If I'm wrong, Ryan, tell me, the TF South game when the first TF South game, Greg Simmons is in foul trouble. You went in and I think you scored 3 or 4 buckets, and then of course in the Tinley Park game you had double digits also. And I'm really glad that you stuck with it. I'm glad that we kept you and Brian off to college to play football. Keep these memories, keep this tradition, keep this determination that you showed me. Kyle Wilson. Kyle may be one of the most successful players in our program in the sense of where he came from. And you know, I told Kyle the same thing, and maybe early on I wrote him off a little bit, yet Kyle came in and played some key roles in a number of games, including regionals, championship. He hit a couple at TF South, he hit one at Oak Forest, I don't know, Eisenhower. And Kyle is a young man that I believe started as a B player. Am I wrong or right? You're right. Okay, and then did not play much as a sophomore. Actually was only JV last year, if I'm correct. And now he ends up being our first guard off the bench towards the end of this year. And that, again, is a young man that says, you can't tell me I can't do this. I'm determined to be part of this. And that is just a credit to this young man. Kyle, and he also received, because of where he came from, the most improved player. Yeah. Emmett Smith. Oh, I thought it was Big Dog. Emmett is another young man that unfortunately, in the Bradley game is kind of what happened. He got called for a couple of fouls just because he's big. And I mean, I had a number of people come up here and say, no, he got robbed of that call. But I'll tell you, when Emmett was in the game, Emmett created problems in the middle for the other team. If you saw our Eisenhower game, what a terrific game. I mean, that may be the most historic one in our history here. When he went in, we're trying to milk the clock a little bit. They threw it to Emmett, and Emmett has the presence of mind to pass it to the right player. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But Emmett was a stabilizing force, even though frequently we were in foul trouble. And I say that affectionately. And he also, I give him this award also as the most improved, because to be honest, I wasn't sure if he was going to play this year. I didn't tell him this because I was concerned about his determination, and he showed me, and he ended up playing a key role in all our victories. And unfortunately at Bradley, played not too much, but we got, never mind, we won't say that. But Emmett Smith, thanks very much. I'm sorry, that's what John said. Walter Lesure. Walter is also an all-conference selection. He is at least a nominee for All-Area in the Southtown. That hasn't come out yet. I can't remember your positioning in conference, but I believe you were like 4th leading scorer in conference. Walter, and I said this at the beginning, Walter is exciting. Walter plays like Clyde the Glide. He goes to the hole harder than, probably harder than a lot of players are, maybe the hardest. And he goes with reckless abandon, and we're going to miss that because we needed that penetration. And a good example of that is we lost Greg in the Eisenhower game with 5 minutes to go, and we're still down, and Walter carried the day. I believe it was Walter that made 3 or 4 steals in the Oak Forest game to carry the day. Walter Lesure, all-conference player. And also, they asked me to. He was all player. He was player of the week last week in the Star. His points are second leading on the team. I believe he's the second leading rebounder. He plays defense non-stop, and for that he wins the Mr. Hustle Defense Award. The #1 player in Sika Central. That's an honor. That makes you an automatic All-State nominee. All-Area in the Star newspapers. He was there last Sunday. I'm sure he'll be All-Area in the Southtown also. He certainly carried a whole lot of the load for this team. He was the leading scorer. He was second in assists. He was 3rd or 4th in rebounds, and he was the inspirational. In other words, inspirational means he was yelling at the guys to get them going. That's Greg Simmons. I think Greg's got a great career ahead of him. I'm hoping to get him off to where Rodney Dean's playing in Miami. Rodney Dean is now probably going to go to Illinois or Wisconsin, and that's what we want to see for Greg. Greg has unlimited talent. If you watched him, in fact, the guy at the Star said, "I just love watching him play." Well, so do I, and I'm going to miss that. Okay, we want to recognize student athletes, those people with grade point averages that are the highest. There are 2 people. Junior Benny Hooks, whose grade point is 4.161. Brian Giddings, whose grade point is 4.044. And we're also giving Brian Giddings a little plaque here that says Slam Dunk Qualifier IHSA State Finals 1996. I think that's everything. I just again want to thank the parents. You've got great young men here. I've been very happy to work with them, and I'm going to miss them. And if you've noticed anything, I don't know how to say this. They said if Coach Barb brought a tear to his eyes, that's what happened to all of us. You know, there's a lot of love that goes on in this room between players and coaches and teachers and coaches and teachers and students and all that stuff. So thank you very much.
We'd like to thank 2 great coaches, Coach Gardner and Coach Kaplan. for what they taught us this year, and we thank you for everything. And we got some plates.
Our final group of the evening before we have a few close. Next, our most valuable player in swimming, Coach Rob Jacobson.
All right, the individual that I selected for the most valuable player is somebody who was our distance swimmer, 500 yards, which is 20 lengths of the pool. He started out with a time of a little over 7 minutes and dropped his time 2 sectionals to a 5:51, which is a drop of over a minute, about 10 seconds. My selection is Chad Herbst.
To announce our Bob most valuable athlete, we coach Deanna Rollins.
This sport was very, very difficult in one way to select. We had some wonderful, outstanding girls on the prom squad. But this young lady kept coming up time and time again in the different categories. Not only school spirit, she came to practice on time every single day, worked very hard, and was just the epitome of what we thought the prom of the year would be. It's Carla Armstrong.
Our next most valuable athlete, we boys wrestling, Coach Bill Cummins.
Not easy having 7 sectional qualifiers, 3 team captains, seniors, juniors, etc. Nominated for award today. This MVP showed leadership to the young kids. Essential qualifier, show leadership not through criticism, but through helping them learn. Always on time for practice, always at summer camp, always asking me to do more. That kind of wrestler. Without question, my most valuable wrestler is Kevin Robbins.
Announce the cheerleader MVP, Coach Dwayne Johnson.
The Outstanding Cheerleading Award, basically the team nominated various squad members. This person was nominated by the squad for being the best representative of the school. She was most reliable, she was cooperative, she cared most about the team spirit. Senior Keisha Warren.
To announce the boys basketball coach Tom Keppel.
As I already alluded to this young man was #1 player in SIC Essential, chosen by other coaches, all area player in both papers, Southtown, I'm guessing that, but definitely the star, all-state nominee, leading scorer, second in assists, Who better than G-Ball?
Announce our girls basketball most valuable athlete, Coach John Maniakis.
Individual that was the most valuable player for us. She was #1 player, Sitka Central. She received 53 of the 60 votes. She was an all-state nominee, all-area, two-star in Southtown, and was the big dog in the house.
One thing you notice is that since we're all teachers, we can all project our voice to the back of the classroom. You notice that? I want to thank you for coming this evening. I want to thank you for sharing with your sons and daughters and with all the athletes at Hillcrest High School on a great winter season. Thanks for coming, and Coach Em said, drive safe.
50, Ryan Jones. Jason Cornelius going to the line. 2 shots. Cornelius, his third foul. John Marquette checks back into the game for the Oilers.
right there.
Monee, followed by